This week's video is about Vietnam and our travels from the north to the south. We started in Hanoi, we went to Hoi An, and then we headed to Ho Chi Minh City. So we have lots of travel advice, lots of tips and tricks about navigating this chaotic yet wonderful country. So stay tuned.
We're John and Bev, and we are the Retirement Travelers.
The first thing we want to tell you is we have written blogs on each of these great cities, so go to our website, retirementtravelers.com, and check out our adventures from Hanoi, Hoi An, and Ho Chi Minh City.
So our first bit of advice is that you have to get a visa to enter Vietnam. Now they offer an e-visa. And so I thought, oh yeah, we just get an e-visa. A lot of countries do this, but usually it's immediate. With Vietnam, they say it takes 3 days. On a Saturday morning, we were going to arrive on Thursday. John said, oh, did you get the visa? And I'm like, oh no. So we sat down and we applied for the visa, but it's 3 working days, they say, which isn't really true, because on Thursday we had applied on Saturday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we still didn't have our visa. Thursday, our flight left in the afternoon and we had no visa. We had to go to the airport with no visa in hopes that we could get there. And when we got to the airport, we made every decision we could about what we were going to do if we didn't get our visa in time.
It was pretty nerve-wracking. Our flight left at 5 in the afternoon, and at 3 in the afternoon we had no visa. And we were going to lose hundreds of dollars in hotels and plane flights, and we wouldn't even be able to go to Vietnam. So we were quite relieved to see that email with our approved visa about 3:30 or so. We had just about an hour and a half to spare.
So don't do that.
Don't
do that. Apply weeks before, because I've even read now that it can take 5 or 6 days. So go online, apply for it several weeks in advance, and don't do what we did. That's our best advice. We really almost messed up.
So we arrived in Hanoi on Vietnam Airlines, and for the most part, we really liked Vietnam Airlines, except for some of the funny noises the plane made on takeoff and landing. But Hanoi Airport is great. We caught a Grab, which is kind of the Asian equivalent to Uber. Had a great drive into the city. We passed under this beautiful lit up bridge, went through the old quarter of town, and arrived at our hotel called the Apricot Hotel.
Now, the Apricot Hotel was a wonderful place for us to stay. And what we did is we made the decision in Vietnam to not go budget on our hotel. This is kind of one of our tips. Sometimes when you go to an expensive area or expensive city, you're forced to stay, or we are forced to stay
in hostels.
in hostels like we did in Belgium. But whenever we travel to a country like Vietnam, you can actually upgrade your experience and stay in luxury hotels for very little. And I think maybe we paid about $110 a night.
So the first thing we did is we went out to explore the old quarter of town, and we actually did it in a rickshaw. This guy had a bicycle rickshaw set up, and it sounded a little touristy. It turned out to be wonderful. He was so nice. We got a 1 hour ride all through the old quarter, got to see everything, and it was a great experience, and it made us realize how happy we were that we weren't driving on a motorcycle or a car, because it's pretty chaotic.
It is, and I don't even know how they do it. They just kind of go, and this is a good tip. If you're coming to Vietnam, you need to be prepared to be able to cross the street with traffic coming at you.
Yeah.
And
you say a prayer first.
Say a prayer first, and then you step out, and you just have to know that the motorbikes will go around you. It's hard to do.
It kind of reminds me of like a rock in a stream and how the water just goes around it.
Yes.
That's what the motorcycles do. You just keep walking and they kind of move around you.
One of the things we decided to do, and it's something that we do a lot, is take a day trip from every city and try to explore the countryside.
That's right. We took a day trip to Ninh Binh. I'm sure I'm probably not saying that right, but it was about an hour away from Hanoi. And it was really a very interesting place. We went on a bike ride,
which was kind of a disaster.
The bike ride was the least part of the fun
because it was muddy.
It was very muddy, and the bikes were kind of old, so we didn't really enjoy that part. I have to stand up because the seat hurts my butt too bad. But the rest of it was awesome. This area of Vietnam has those karst mountains on it, very similar to when we were took a rafting trip on the Li River in China. It's actually not that far from China.
Right.
But the topography is just mesmerizing with the mountains coming up along the river. We went on a tremendous boat ride.
Oh, that was incredible.
It was so much fun. It was a lot longer than we thought. We went through 3 caves, and this cute little Vietnamese lady
rowed us.
She was our driver and our engine. And how they do it is they actually use their legs to row the boats. And there was probably 500 boats on that river going through the caves.
Yeah,
while
when
we
I
were on
first
it.
saw it, I thought, oh, this is so touristy. And, I was just disappointed when I first got there, but that was not the case.
No,
it was wonderful. It was a wonderful experience.
It was a wonderful experience. And then after that, we visited some temples. We also, there's an area that's, I forget the name of the climb, but it's 500 steps up. And there's like a dragon statue. And when you're at the top, you can look down through the valley and see where we took the boating trip. So Bev's foot was still bothering her from her broken toe. So I went up the 500 steps, and they're quite steep, but it's well worth it. And while I was doing that,
I went on the boardwalk through the rice paddies and just kind of went exploring. I had such a beautiful experience. It was kind of emotional for me because no one was out there with me, and I could see people farming, and I could see this cemetery, because we learned that in Vietnam, people want to be buried next to the rice paddies. That's where they want their spirit to go back to and be buried there. And I found this cemetery, and it had goats all over it. It was very beautiful, and it was just a great little journey for us that day.
Long day, but a fun day trip from Hanoi.
The next city we went to was to Hoi An. We flew into Da Nang, and then we took a grab for maybe 45 minutes or
45
so
minutes, yeah.
to get to Hoi An. So that was a very simple thing to do. The airport was very nice and it wasn't chaotic or anything like that. Now, we went to Hoi An, and we planned our entire trip around this one event called the Lantern Festival. It happens at the full moon. The city turns out the street lights, and they light up lanterns.
Yes.
And it was beautiful.
It was quite an experience. Now, a few other people attended as well. We weren't there by ourselves. It's a big event, but it was so cool. All the lights are out, and you can take boat rides out on the river there, and you can set like little lanterns or candles in the river and let them float away, and
you make a wish.
You make a wish, and so the whole river was filled with lanterns and boats and people. They had a night market with food, which was just outstanding.
Yeah.
So it was a very fun experience, and
we had a great time
we're
there.
Glad we scheduled our Vietnam trip around it. Okay, that's different.
And the thing that surprised us was our hotel. This hotel was probably one of our favorite hotels in the world. If you're going to Hoi An, stay there. It was lovely. The hotel manager's name was Jenny, and she treated us like we were the most special guests that they had.
Every morning, good morning, John and Bev. How's your stay?
And we really tried to take advantage of everything this hotel had to offer. We went to the spa.
Yep.
And the girls in the spa just took such good care of us. We had a couples massage. I think we may have paid like $25 a piece to get this massage for an hour.
Yeah.
And it was heavenly, and they were so cute, and they took good care of us. The other thing we did is we took a market tour with the hotel and a cooking class.
Yes, we are Vietnamese cooks now.
Barely.
Not exactly, but we had a great time. We picked out some of the vegetables and stuff in town at the market, and we went back on this floating little barge they have beside their hotel, and they took us through about a 4 or 5 course meal. We were stuffed, but it was so interesting to see how they cooked. And we got to physically do all of it.
And it was just this perfect environment of this floating boat, and we were in this cooking class by ourselves, and it was just such an intimate, private experience. And, we got to know the people that worked there and who gave us the tour and who gave us the cooking class, and they interacted and they jumped in and helped us when we needed help. And And, you know, it's one of my favorite memories of Vietnam ever.
It's one of the most personalized hotel visits we've ever had. I mean, they were just amazing.
Yeah, it was wonderful. So be sure you stay there when you go to Hoi An.
Little Riverside Hotel. Looky here, Bev. I am a Vietnamese chef now.
Oh my.
I know it's scary.
Kevin, help us.
It's scary.
They're not offering you a job.
No,
you know?
no job.
The next stop we had was to Ho Chi Minh City, and you know, we arrived here on Vietnam Airlines, had a few little noises.
More noises.
But the airlines were great. We really didn't have any complaints. They electronically checked us in, and everything went smoothly. They're a Delta partner, so
yeah,
you know, we felt good.
We were able
that.
to take our backpacks. Some airlines are very strict about your carry-on. We were able to take our backpacks on as carry-ons with Vietnam Airlines, no problem.
No problem.
So in Ho Chi Minh City, we stayed at the My House Saigon Hotel, and once again, it was a gorgeous hotel. And
it was kind of a 5-star experience without, you know, the 5-star price. And like I said, that was one of our goals, was to stay in luxury.
That's probably one of our biggest tips visiting Vietnam. Don't stay cheap. When you have a place where you can go to a great hotel for a little over $100 a night, go for it.
Yeah, go for it. And this place was beautiful. I mean, it was close to a lot of the attractions, and they had a beautiful buffet every morning. We started our day off like that.
And while we were in Hanoi, we did lots of walking. We risked our lives a few times crossing a few streets there as well.
A lot of 9 lives that we have.
That's right. But it's a very walkable city. There's a lot of temples. There's remnants from the Vietnam War we visited. We went to some parks. He's 70 years old.
70 years old. Oh, yes, thank you very much.
I'm getting my shoes cleaned. They're very dirty.
Hello. And we had one special nighttime event that we went to that was kind of really unusual and symbolic of that area of Vietnam. And we went to a water puppet show.
This tradition started like hundreds of years ago, where the rice farmers were trying to entertain each other and families, and they would create these little water puppets, and we couldn't figure out how they were done. And since that time, we've watched YouTube videos.
We were curious.
But they do it on long sticks and strings.
Yeah, actually, there's like 6 or 7 people behind this curtain, and they use probably these 8 to 12 foot poles and strings, and
they put them under the water.
Under the water, so you just see the puppet, and it's really realistic. They tell stories. They play music, Vietnamese music.
Yeah, we didn't know any of the stories because everything was in Vietnamese.
Yeah, we couldn't understand anything, but it was still just a unique experience.
It was, and this little boy sat next to us. He probably was about 6 years old, an American boy, and he just giggled and giggled about it, and it was so fun just to watch him watch them.
It was.
Wasn't that fun?
Yeah.
But that was just one of the things we did. You know, there are lots of day trips you can take. You can go down to the Mekong Delta and see that. Now, we are going to be taking a Mekong River cruise, so we decided to skip that and focus on things in the city. This is a beautiful country. There are so many more places to come here. Now, one of the things about Vietnam is that their visa only allows you to stay for a month on a tourist visa. So they are planning to change that to 3 months, we've heard, which will change everything about Vietnam, because it's one of those countries that you could go and stay for a longer time if you could get a visa.
Yes.
And we would recommend that. So there are lots of places to go. We had a great time.
Yes, I mean, my lasting memories are it's a beautiful country. It is chaotic, be prepared for that, but the people were incredibly friendly and welcoming to us.
They couldn't have been nicer.
They could not have been nicer. So we had a great experience in Vietnam.
Yeah. So where are we off to next?
We are off to Cambodia and visiting one of the wonders of the world in Angkor Wat.
Yes, and we're also heading there for the New Year's festival. So
stay tuned.
Stay tuned. We'll see you next time.
Be sure to hit subscribe and follow along on our retirement journey around the world.